Azkaban is a horror story for anyone who's heard of it. But what exactly happens inside those walls? What makes Azkaban Azkaban is what waits inside. They're referred to as Azkaban's guards, but that's not what they are at all. They are the punishment. By the end of the first day, the cold has already settled into the bones. The Dementors drift by, always feeding. Most prisoners don't sleep, not because they refuse to, but because they can't. By the end of the first week, depression is fully set in. Many stop eating. The first signs of dissociation begin. The mind searches for hope and finds none. By the second week, memories start to unravel. Names of loved ones become harder to recall. Words start to lose meaning. Some begin hallucinating and screaming at things that aren't there. After the first month, motor function declines. The body has weakened from malnutrition and inactivity. Inmates stop reacting to their surroundings almost entirely. They may stare at the wall for hours, unmoving, their ego completely gone. By the third month, the mind is shattered. Prisoners relive their worst moments in a continuous loop, unable to form new thoughts. Some talk to themselves or scream at nothing. Others lash out, at phantoms or at their own skin. By 6 months, most are no longer recognizable as the people they once were. Whether guilty or innocent, brave or cruel, none of it matters anymore. They're all ghosts now, wearing their own faces as masks. Those who die quickly in Azkaban, they might be the lucky ones. The rest are left with only their worst memories, relived in an endless mental loop. Imagine living in your darkest moments, all day and night, with no reprieve or hope for tomorrow. The human mind is not built for this. In the real world, solitary confinement for more than 15 days is considered a form of psychological torture. Azkaban sentences can be years, even decades. Prisoners in Azkaban are kept cold, underfed, and deprived of mental stimulation. Muscles atrophy, immune systems weaken. The body begins to mirror the decay of the mind. It's established in the books that most who go to Azkaban either go mad or die within months. Azkaban is not imprisonment. It is institutionalized torture. In any civilized society, Azkaban would be a human rights violation, but the wizarding world accepts it, because fear is a convenient deterrent. But what does that say about the world that keeps Azkaban standing? What kind of justice is built on the dismantling of identity? Most prisoners in Azkaban speak only to themselves, until even that becomes meaningless. Bellatrix Lestrange was in Azkaban for 12 years. She arrived with a twisted ideology, but she was still sane. When she left, she was raving, deranged, laughing at death, and blind to reason. And for those lucky enough to leave Azkaban, you never really do. Hagrid served a brief stay in Azkaban, and even a year after his release, the memory of that place still brought a hollowness to his eyes. He made it clear that if ever faced with being sent back to Azkaban, he'd rather die. The truth is that a sentence in Azkaban doesn't just rob you of time, it erases everything about you. And what's left behind is something you can't recognize. Supposedly, Azkaban is there to keep the monsters away from the innocent. But no one thinks about what it turns people into. Strip a person of warmth, light, and memory long enough, and even the innocent can forget who they were. And if a prison no longer holds the guilty, only the hollowed out remains of what guilt once was, then who in the end does it really serve? There is a reason the Dementors never rebelled. They didn't need to, because the wizarding world gave them a home, a place where they could feed, and they called that justice.